goes into labor. I find out just recently that my mom went through the most pain that she ever went through in childbirth when she was having me. So let's take it back to mom wanted a boy, dad wanted a boy, Keisha wanted a baby brother, Demetria wanted a baby sister. There's something birthed inside of my mom. There's something inside of my mom that the world wanted, that people wanted. But she had to go through literally the worst pain of her life to bring forth what she wanted, and the world wanted and needed.
Come on now.
She literally went through the most pain, the most hours. They told her that she was going to have this baby before September. So she goes into it. What time is she going to labor? She goes into labor at about 7. It's August 31st. They tell her that she's going to have this baby in August. So she has received her word that this baby is coming before August is out. So 11 o'clock hits. Mom's kind of nervous. She's going through all this pain. This hurts. But I've been told that my blessing, what I want more than anything, is coming before midnight.
Come on now.
So she's pushing through the pain. She's pushing through everything that she's going through to try to get this blessing, this thing that she wants, and the world, our family, wanted. And at 11:25, I was born, Alvin Christopher Turner. So the story behind all of that is showing that God is showing us that there is something that we truly want that has been placed inside of us to be a blessing to the world. And if we can just push through the pain and make it through the process, we can receive our blessing before midnight.
That's good, Chris.
And remember that scripture that I told you at the beginning to just fold up in regards to faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Anybody in here that's a real cook, you know that when you have a recipe, there are other things that you add to it along the way to make sure that everything is right. So, in this recipe to a great life, I feel like there's person, purpose, and power. And I feel that's a great recipe for life. But, once you get done with that recipe, you may need an extra pinch. You may need an extra spoonful of something to actually take that recipe to that next level. And that's where you get that pinch, that spoonful of faith. To actually take what it is in your life and take your life to that next level. Because one of the things I looked at in regards to faith is I feel faith actually ultimately unlocked who Jesus was and the power that was within him. Jesus was with 12 people all day every day. I hang with David and John pretty much all the time. So they pretty much know everything there is about me. My highs, my lows, things that I went to, good days, bad days. So if you really think about it, 12 disciples being around one person all day, every day. You're likely to see some things. You're very likely to see some stuff that the world may not see. But these 12 disciples constantly believed and continued to follow Jesus. So I feel that that faith in literally walking with him all day, every day, and seeing his highs, seeing his lows, actually unlocked the ability inside of God to believe he was the child of God. In Jesus' name, that he was the child of God and that he could do those miracles. Because one of the things, I hope nobody takes this as blasphemous, but one of the things I just learned, and some of the Bible scholars maybe will back me up, is I just actually learned that the full life of Jesus is not actually shown in the Bible. I learned that in the Bible, you get birth to 12. And then there's a gap from 13 to 30. And we get 30 to 33. So if you break down those time periods, you get the first 12 years and the last 3. Everybody knows 12 and 3 are very biblical numbers. But if you break down real life, some of our most mischief that we get into is during that time period of 13 to 30. I'm not saying that Jesus may or may not have done some things, because I'm not a blasphemous person. But we don't know at the end of the day. And we actually end up blocking our own blessings sometimes because we expect way too much from people and things. We expect it to be one way, when that honestly has nothing to do with the power within a person, the power within a situation. Where it comes from, we end up blocking the power that we can receive from someone just because of where they've been and how they're not what we expect them to be. So I said all that to say, like I said, we don't really know what happened from 13 to 30, but my point is that we all believe in Jesus.
Amen.
We all believe in the power of Jesus, and we know that he was meant to save us. So what I am ultimately saying is that we have to find a way to get through the distractions of the power that can be coming to our life and stop blocking our own blessings. And I conclude with a little story, actually, about me. And me and my name. My name is Alvin Christopher Turner. A turner, the occupation of a turner, is someone that uses a machine to cut away excess material. So, when you cut away excess material, you kind of bring symmetry to it. You kind of bring balance to it. So I've always felt like I've been able to balance some things out. Me and my friends, we're exactly the same, but we're exact opposite. So, where one of us is strong, where both of us are strong, we offset each other. We balance each other out with our differences. So I feel like that's where my name actually lined up with who I am in regards to cutting away the excess material to bring balance. My first name, Alvin, means noble friend loved by all. It was crazy to me coming up for this message because it was a lot of people that believed in me to do this more than I did. There's a lot of people that thought this was going to be great. And I feel like I do have the love of a lot of people around me. And it's crazy because I've had so much favor everywhere that I've gone. But the crazier thing about that is I'm not the only Alvin Turner in the world. There was originally an Alvin Curtis Turner. That was my granddad. My granddad was Alvin Curtis Turner. So God created the first Alvin Turner. And then he created another Alvin Coy Turner. So there are two Alvin Turners at this point. And then I come along, and I feel as though God actually said to me is, the first two Alvin Turners were great. But what I want to do with this third Alvin Turner, this third one, is actually put myself in the middle of it.
Wow.
And my name became Christopher, which was bearer of Christ. And I said all that to say that ultimately to actually take our lives and what's going on with us to that next level, to take Alvin Turner to that next level, we ultimately have to put God in the center of our lives.
Yeah.
And I feel that our lives should represent a song of praise to God. I have 12 songs I listen to every day. I've been listening to them for about 2 months. There's Yes by Shekinah Glory, Withholding Nothing by William McDowell, I Belong to You by William McDowell, Created to Worship by William Murphy, For Your Glory by Tasha Cobbs, Smile by Tasha Cobbs, Press in Your Presence by Shayna Wilson, Give Me You by Shayna Wilson, Nothing Without You by Jason Nelson, Greater Is Coming by Jacqueline Carr, I Don't Mind Waiting by Juanita Bynum, and Purpose Driven Life by Melinda Watts. And there's a reason why I listen to it in that order. Because, as I said, I feel like our lives should represent a song of praise to God. So, my life, I give God a yes, withholding nothing, because I belong to you, and I was created to worship. For your glory, to put a smile on your face, and press in your presence, so that you give me you, because I'm nothing without you. And with you, my greater is coming. So I don't mind waiting, because I know I have a purpose-driven life.